Arsenal have just signed Riccardo Calafiori, the 22-year-old Italian international from Bologna, for a reported fee of around 50 million euros, which works out to be about 42 million pounds. And I've heard he's on a reported fee of 60,000 pounds a week. Now, many European clubs were sniffing around Riccardo Calafiori, but the main links were to Chelsea, which we beat them to the signature. Hallelujah. And Juventus, but it's been told that Bologna did not want to sell to Juventus as they're in the same league. And we also know that Arsenal have a great relationship with Bologna after the sale of Tomiyasu. Now, for me, people might not look into that, but for me, it's a big deal. I've worked with many clubs before. The likes of the City Group, they work within their network of clubs to bring in players. And the same with when we went to Ajax. I spoke with Ajax and they have the Ajax Network Club, where they've worked with many clubs around the world and they target talent to bring into their clubs. So it's nice to see Arsenal sticking to to clubs that they've worked with before. We know the likes of Brighton, the likes of Ben White and Trossard, that we have good relationship with clubs like that. So it's nice to see that we're getting deals done with clubs we've worked with before. Also, I want to highlight the words that the chief of the Serie A has to say about the Riccardo Calafiori here. The chief of Serie A had to say how much of a loss it was to lose Calafiori from the league. His words were, "It's a disaster when a strong young players like him leave our league. 45 million euros as a valuation is a huge sum, but the defenders are paid even more. I think it's a minimum for someone like him. Left-footed, physically imposing, authoritative, and with personality in the game." So those were some of the words that the chief of the Serie A had to say, and I mean, that says enough of how good Calafiori is. But I'm quite surprised Arsenal have gone for another defender. I think we have such a strong defence, especially with having the best defensive record of last season, with only conceding 29 goals. But I looked at the Serie A and I looked at Bologna last season. They finished 5th, but they had the 3rd best defensive record in the league with only conceding 32. Now, we all know as well that the Italian leagues are known for having strong defences. So adding Calafiori to the back line of a Gabriel, a Saliba, a Ben White, and now him, I mean, what more can you be happy with? And they say defences win you leagues. Let's hope this is the time we win the league. I've started to see a trend when it comes to Mikel Arteta and signing players, especially defenders. 3 consecutive years in a row, Mikel Arteta signed a centre-back and ended up playing in full-back. If we look back at the 21-22 season, Ben White signed from Brighton, was a centre-back, but ended up playing right-back and continues to play right-back and does very well at that. And we move forward, the 22-23 season. Okay, we signed Zinchenko. We signed him as a left-back, and to be fair, he always was going to play left back, so we can eradicate that. But in that same year, we signed Jakub Kiwior, who was traditionally a centre back, but we played him in full back. And if we cut forward to last season, 23-24 season, we signed Jurrien Timber. Granted, we didn't see much of him because of his injury, but he's a centre back. But in an Arsenal shirt, we saw him play at full back. And now, in the 24-25 season, we've just signed Riccardo Calafiori. He's a centre back, but he's likely going to play full back. He helped. What is happening? Bologna reached a Champions League appearance since the last time they reached that was 1964, when the competition was called the European Cup. Truthfully, I am surprised that Arsenal have gone for another defender, especially the defence that we have already. We had the best defensive record last season, but forget all that. We're signing a defender of absolute quality, and I think that's the most important thing. We heard what the chief of the Serie A had to say: a left-footed centre-back, tall, athletic, strong, good personality, good character. So that's only going to benefit Arsenal. And not just the defending, also he is a very good creator. Out of the top leagues across Europe, Calafiori was the #1 assister with 5 assists across those all leagues last season. So he is definitely a defender of quality, someone I'm willing and excited to see in an Arsenal shirt. But it does throw up questions. When you have a player of such quality, what does that mean for the other players? What does that mean for Zinchenko? Because there's rumours that he's probably going to play left back. What does that mean for Timber when he comes back in? Does he dislodge them? Or what does that mean for Gabriel Magalhaes? Because if he does come in as a left-sided centre-back, yes, we want quality, yes, we want competition, but is he going to displace who I think Gabriel has been probably one of the best centre-backs we've had at the club in a long time, him and Saliba? Would he be dislodging him? Because at the beginning of last season, Gabriel Magalhaes wasn't in the side. So is Calafiori coming in to take that spot or to challenge? Would that better him? Or would we maybe be seen as a departure from the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, or even another player, Jakub Kiwior? With Calafiori coming in, surely that means we might have to look to let go of Jakub Kiwior. But then again, these are all good problems because ultimately, we're just improving the quality here at Arsenal. So from me and everyone at AFTV, welcome, Riccardo Calafiori.